You can't ignore a child for 18 years and then expect them to be your nurse for the next 20. This is a story about what happens when that expectation meets reality. I met a woman named Kara at a library a while back. She was quiet, reading in a corner, and we struck up a conversation. She told me about her childhood, and it was one of those stories that just sticks with you. Kara was what she called the forgotten child. She wasn't the oldest who carried all the expectations or the youngest who got all the attention. She was just there. While her parents poured their time, money, and affection into her siblings, Kara was left to fend for herself. Her brother was the star athlete. He got new gear, private coaching, and traveled for tournaments. Her sister was the brilliant one, the academic prodigy. She had tutors, special classes, and her parents bragged about her grades to everyone they knew. And Kara? She was the quiet one who learned to be invisible. She learned to fix her own meals, do her own laundry, and navigate her school life without much input from her parents. She remembers one time she won an art award at school. She was so excited to show her parents the certificate. When she got home, they were busy planning her brother's next big game. She put the certificate on the fridge, where it stayed unnoticed until it was eventually covered by grocery lists and takeout menus. It wasn't that they were mean to her, it was worse. It was indifference, they just didn't see her. Birthdays were often an afterthought. A quick cake after a long day celebrating one of her siblings' achievements. School events were missed. The question, "How was your day?" was rarely, if ever, directed at her. She grew up in the shadow of her siblings, feeling like a ghost in her own home. She told me the loneliest she ever felt was in a house full of people. She learned to rely on herself for everything, from emotional support to practical life skills. While her siblings were being coddled and praised, Kara was learning independence the hard way. Years went by, and as they often do, things changed. Kara moved out as soon as she could, built her own life, found her own people who saw her, who valued her. She created her own family, a circle of friends who celebrated her wins and supported her through her losses. Meanwhile, her siblings, who had been the center of their parents' universe, grew up and moved on. The star athlete brother moved across the country for a job, rarely calling. The brilliant sister got married and became wrapped up in her own family, visiting only on major holidays. Suddenly, her parents were old. Their health started to decline, and the big, empty house became too much for them. The children they had invested everything in were now too busy or too far away to help. So, who did they call? They called Kara, the forgotten child, the one who lived just an hour away. The one they assumed would drop everything and come running. They expected her to become their caregiver, their cook, their driver, their nurse. They started calling her daily, not to ask how she was, but to list their needs. The tone wasn't one of asking a favor, it was one of expectation, as if after 18 years of neglect, she owed them this. And here's the part of the story that really got me. Kara said no. Calmly and without anger, she told them no. She explained that she had her own life, her own responsibilities, and her own peace to protect. She told them she could help them find resources, like in-home care services or assisted living facilities, but she could not and would not become their full-time caregiver. Her parents were shocked. Her siblings called her selfish. How could she abandon them in their time of need? But Kara stood her ground. She told me, "I spent my entire childhood learning to take care of myself because they wouldn't. Now they want me to take care of them." The irony is staggering. She chose to protect her peace. She chose to honor the independent person they had forced her to become. She refused to set herself on fire to keep them warm. Kara's story is a powerful reminder that family relationships are a two-way street. They are built on mutual love, respect, and support. You cannot withdraw from that emotional bank account for years and then expect a massive payout when you're in need. Kara isn't a villain. She's a survivor who drew a necessary boundary to protect her own well-being. She chose to break a cycle of one-sided giving. And in doing so, she finally gave her own inner child the care and attention she never received. What do you think? Was Kara right to say no? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. And if this story resonated with you, please consider subscribing for more. See you in the next one.